KMLA ka Congress ki bedon hakaliang persha ka jylla menta ka sngi ki la Hiar shakapur ha ka Shillong Iongkhuli ka badai ka Jaka ka ba dangshen ka don ka jingya ka ja pat ka sarkar Assam hadi kala wan ban wen Khubor ye ki post electric na ka te ka Shillong ka badang hab hapo upo du sam jong ka jylla Meghalaya bar kani ki jingle jong ki dekhot jong ka seng Congress kalong ban lum jingtep ka batikna ban wat ye ka Tynrai jong ka jingja KMLA ka Congress ki kentup nadu unong elam kaliang persya Dr. Mukul Sangma uba Himalaya Shangpliang MLA ka Mausenram ba Mohendro Rapsang MLA ka West Shillong Miani Di Shira MLA Ampati ba Meral Bonds MLA ka Nongpo pat pelai don langru uba Balaji Rani MDC ka Nongpo ki bo district ki la Peru Chakate ka Jaka ban pene ya ka Shongsuk Shongside Kamtam ki pai ba nong Chong Shnong ba kimde ban Shong ha ka Jings Ear ta ka ba pentikna pa ka sarkar ka de ban ai ka jingeda ye ki pai ba ha ba gidon kanu ka jing e Habakran cikilat pathai Khubor Dr. Mukul Sangma ulong ba ka jingle ka jong u bat KMLA ka Congress Chakate ka Jaka ka long ban tep Tynrai halo ka jingja ka balaja ha ka arpndritrek jo ubanai nalur bala dep hadin ba ki pulit Assam kila Hiar ban wen Khubor ki post electric bala thung daga tnat MEECL ka balong hapreng ka jing persha jong ki pai ba bat kumju u MDC ka mau hati par ha ka te ka sngi la sngo tho shai par lingba ka jing kren bat kinong ilam shnong bat ki pai ba ga dei tang ka jing kentur put jong ka Assam wat chaka Jaka ka brang ha papo ka jylla Meghalaya pan pentikna pagi pai ba ka bisong pasa agate ka than kin em hapreng ka shongsuk ka shongsang Sujo Dr. Mukul Sangma ulaong baka ka baki pai ba kin pidang kan long karai kumbala kam da ki klit nong senchar hima kirat pe kishnong bat daybet ban long da ki kot kisla kum ka jing pinchisha kumbaka sarkar Congress hakapor ka jinglong menteri rong ba ka jong u kila de ban pha ki kot kisla ki be day bot upod usam jong ka jylla Meghalaya sha ka sarkar Assam pledepru ban penbiang kat kum ki Jaka ki bedai hok jong ka jylla ban khmilin tiru ba ka jinge karen hapren ki armut ki menteri rang ba ka ban long ha ka henritrek kan long ka pasai so ban penbet no ye ki kendrum kendram wat la ka jing penbet ya upod usam kam long ka besok
whenever the
but then at the higher level, at the district, at the DC level,
Are you also ADM revenue?
no, and of course we have the ADM revenue. I'm in charge of the national highways and border.
So like Thursday, the document is very important.
자, 레바 독자.
this incident started happening since last December.
It was so sorry. It was just brief it out a bit to you. It was
To ensure that there is no reputation of single. See, we had a discussion and then agreed terms and conditions were there. All this kind of small hiccup will be handled by the concerned district with the counterpart, and they will ensure peace. So, initial stage and at the district level, we have to ensure that okay, they comply with what was agreed upon by the state. It has been a privilege to also meet the local people here, the Gaubura and other residents, the senior citizens. We have heard them. We wanted to know from the ground zero as to what is happening. We must understand one thing, that in respect of any problem pertaining to the areas of difference along the Assam, Meghalaya border areas, there has been parameters discussed as to how to maintain order and not to create any kind of lawlessness in those areas. And based on those mutually agreed terms and conditions by both the states, Assam and Meghalaya, it was very clearly indicated that any areas wherever we have any reason to have any confusion or lack of clarity pertaining to anything, the two district administration must meet and resolve the issues. When they cannot, then it will be taken up at the Chief Secretary level. Therefore, it will be only appropriate for both sides to always adhere to those terms and conditions which were mutually agreed to by both the government. That was done during the time when I had the last meeting to have those terms and conditions laid down properly so that we don't have repetition of unpleasant incidents which we witnessed in Langpi in 2010. And today what is happening is that I think there is this lack of coordination amongst the counterparts. That should not happen because the authorities are responsible for ensuring peace and tranquility, peace and harmony. Any incident which triggers this kind of misunderstanding and resulting in any kind of lawlessness, you cannot sometimes, rule out as to how far it will go. You have seen in areas where small things, we have to ensure that problem, if emerging from any area, should be nipped in the bud. There shouldn't be any chance for any conflict to grow. Because at the end of the day, we want to ensure peace and tranquility. Therefore, today in course of our interaction, we have been able to know what exactly was happening. There is a need for the district administration from Ribhoy to engage with the counterpart to ensure that repetition of whatever has happened on the 26th of last month doesn't get repeated. And providing the kind of necessary security so that the sense of security prevail. Interstate border was demarcated by the Survey of India, based on the Northeastern Reorganization Act 1971. Therefore, this has to be discussed and arrived at in a manner which is acceptable to the people. And in order to justify the claim, in order to substantiate our claim over the areas which we are claiming as part of Meghalaya, today I must tell you that exhaustive exercise have been already made by the state government when I was the chief minister. Okay, and very comprehensive documentation has been prepared in order to substantiate our claim over all those areas which we claim as part of Meghalaya, to justify that these parts which are falling within the areas of differences belong to Meghalaya. Okay, the whole documentation to justify our claim has already been prepared and submitted to Assam government, based on which we should discuss. And Assam has sought time to study those documentation. They have taken time. Now, the discussion, when they sit and discuss, it should be on the basis of this documentation, because these documentation are based on the claim over the land by our people. Okay, so they already have a ready-made documentation which should be able to guide both the government, and I hope they will take cognizance of those material which is available with them and work on those. I'm sure they will have all the inputs. Meghalaya government will have enough material to justify our claim, because that work has already been done. Okay, so I hope the interest of the state is protected, the interest of the people are protected, and any decision that is proposed to be arrived at is something which is acceptable.
What is your expectation, sir?
Be available. The documentation which is submitted to them to justify our claim is my stand. Prevails amongst the residents is also the responsibility of the government and government through the district administration. We will be reiterating that government take cognizance of these type of challenges associated and promptly act. Any delay in acting and taking, allowing things to go beyond control will have its negative ramification unnecessarily. We must avoid that. We will be taking up these issues, and government obviously has its responsibility. Government should ensure the sense of security amongst all the people across the border. And it is not only the responsibility of the state government of Meghalaya, it is also the responsibility of the state government of Assam, because any action from their end should not create this kind of chaotic disorder.
So we are asked
the whole exercise that is expected to happen whenever a discussion starts with an intent to resolve this long-standing problem pertaining to this Assam-Meghalaya border issue. We understand that resolving this kind of issue is not such an easy task, because it has to be mutually agreed upon. It cannot be one-sided, definitely. That's why you are discussing with the counterpart. Therefore, we'll have to look at what is acceptable. Now, what is acceptable means what is acceptable to the people. Okay. What is acceptable to the people is the only parameter which should be the guiding principle to arrive at any solution. The moment we decide on anything which is not acceptable to the people, then it will amount to imposition. For that matter, why is these areas of difference along Assam-Meghalaya border? Because the people of the state disagrees to accept whatever interstate border was demarcated by the Survey of India, based on the Northeastern Reorganization Act 1971. Therefore, this has to be discussed and arrived at in a manner which is acceptable to the people. And in order to justify the claim, in order to substantiate our claim over the areas which we are claiming as part of Meghalaya, today I must tell you that exhaustive exercise have been already made by the state government when I was the Chief Minister.